Welcome, everybody. Greg Brasso, your host of Veterans Voice Radio. We're getting involved in.
We just did the whole show about the leapfrog. So
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. We all discussed it here already. Have a nice night.
July 13th.
Yeah, we're all tired now. It's time for us to go take our little nap. But welcome, everybody, to this heat wave that we call New England. I got in my car to start out today. It was 104.
Ouch.
You know? And then it cooled down to like 98 when I was driving around through North Weymouth. It's usually wonderful there, but boy, it's rough. Wolfie, the firemen must take this kind of action rough,
It's really tough. Yeah, that bunker gear, they have to wear all that. What's that, 60, 80 pounds, the clock. So when there's a fire, I just run to an ice store. I throw 20 or 40 bucks on the table. I fill the back of the car up, and I drive away and I pack everybody in ice.
Yeah, awful. Awful.
Yeah.
I know there's a big fire in Brockton last night, right on Main Street. I felt bad for the owners. Couple of kids from a couple of foreign kids. They opened this restaurant a few years ago and gone.
Tough stuff.
Gone. I don't know if they have insurance, but we hope so. But there's a lot of help in the city of Brockton. I bet there'll be some.
I hope they're veterans. We can help them if they're veterans.
Yeah, no, they were. I don't think they were, but there's a lot of help in the city of Brockton with redevelopment, and I think that that the city will help them out and rebuild.
Well, the citizenry will get together too. You said you thought there were a couple of foreign kids. I'm sure they live in a neighborhood with their ethnicity, and people are going to come together just like anybody would.
Yeah.
And that's the good news is that because even if they're insured, and even if the insurance was sufficient for the amount of loss, the nightmare is still just unfreaking believable. How long they're going to not be able to work, their families. It's horrifying.
The average house that we have, the fires that we go to from Red Cross is a year or 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Till you get back in.
Yeah, till they rebuild.
Yeah.
The insurance money goes in pretty good.
Yeah. When they need it.
Yeah, they goes in, and between the building, the permits, not grandfathered anymore. There was a house a half a dozen Christmases ago. I get the phone, the page, and I wake up, I'm startled, and I look out the window, and I said to Susan, "Oh my gosh, what a sunrise! It's gorgeous." She goes, "Honey, it's 2:00 in the morning. Wake up! There's no sunrise." The whole house completely engulfed. 4 or 5 years ago, they're just rebuilding it.
Wow.
That's the level that happens at. It doesn't happen in 2 minutes anymore. So, and I have to be the bearer of bad news.
And unfortunately, so many of their fire departments are working less than full staff. Yeah. The budgets are tough, and we'll cut a fireman here, cut a fireman there. Exactly. The people that go running in as we're running out. Some of the bravest of the brave.
Whatever they're paying them already isn't enough.
No.
It isn't. Whatever they're paying them is not enough.
And now we have the festival. We're only going to mention it 100 times tonight, but at the festival we have a new partner coming in, and it's another health and wellness company, but they concentrate on first responders and veterans.
Beautiful.
So they're gonna be at our festival to meet and greet everybody. July 13th, we're just finalizing all the arrangements now, but we still have room, folks. We still have room if you are in the veterans community. If you're a veteran business owner, we're going to start to support veteran business owners, and we're going to offer you a free table and 2 chairs at our event. 781-985-1551 is my phone number. Call and we'll save you a table, a couple of chairs if you want to sell to the veterans, if you want to hire veterans, if you want to just be there just because you want to give back and be a little bit philanthropic and help us out with all the things that we're doing. But Jenny is back in tonight. All this stuff takes a lot of money to put these events together.
It's a lot of money and a lot of work that you all do. I feel like I don't do 1/10 of what you guys do.
Well, we've got a list
Not
for you
even-
for next year. Not to worry. We know where you live.
No,
I might be in Cleveland
Yeah,
next
I
year.
understand. We're lucky we booked you on your birthday for this year.
yeah, no event like this, as everyone knows, you just send out one email and it takes care of itself.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah.
That's
That's all
you
it
know,
is.
Wolfie.
Yeah,
That
that's all.
nothing. Just send it out in January, February, and
You guys have been working so hard
and
though, all
whatever.
year.
It really is all year. It's so
Since
big,
last
and,
year.
and Greg made it so big, and there's so many people, and you help. And once in a while, you say to yourself, "What the heck am I doing?" You say, "Wait, we help so many people that you can't not do it."
I had a meltdown this week. I told Justin, "Nope, we're canceling it. I'm never going to do it again."
really melted down,
Tell
huh?
tell the leapfrogs they can go leap in the ocean because we don't care about them. It's just too hard. And then I made myself some scrambled eggs, felt a little better, and and the world was okay. So here we are. July 13th is coming upon us very quickly. We've got about 110 vendors already signed up, and one of the things I'm going to try to do tonight is I'm going to read the list of the past vendors that we've had there, and I won't call them vendors. I guess that they would be. Is Larry chasing me down?
Phone call.
Uh-oh. I don't
Now
know.
you've had it.
Uh-oh, now I've had it. Now I've had it. All right, lad, you want to I guess we have a phone call out there. Do you want to put us through, please, lad?
Greg made it so big, and there's so many people, and you help me. Once in a while, you say to yourself, "What the heck am I doing?" Say, "We help so many."
Do we have a phone call?
I had a meltdown this week. I told Justin.
Yeah, this is Paulie.
Oh, yeah, Paulie, how are you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, we're doing fine, kid. How are you feeling? How's everything going?
Good, good. I pushed 8 miles. I feel pretty good. I'm in training mode, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
What and what do you got going on, Paulie?
Well, I got the final push is I'm training for is American 11. I'm doing Boston to Ground Zero. So, yeah, I'm getting ready for that now. So.
And where is that going to be, Paulie?
I'm going to be leaving out of Boston at the Public Garden, the 9/11 Memorial, on August 18th. And I'll be pushing to Ground Zero, New York. So I'll come into Ground Zero on September 11th.
Wow, that's
So,
quite an
yeah.
undertaking, Paulie.
Well, I've done it once already, so I can do it again. This will be the 4th plane of 9/11. So,
Wow.
Great.
That's a great effort. Now you were friends with a lot of the folks who were on the
yeah.
unfortunately,
I was
the
a
flight.
flight attendant. I was a flight attendant with United, and I landed at 8 o'clock the night before and get off the airplane, and I knew the crew that got on it the next morning that hit the second tower, United Flight 175s. So I knew all those guys.
You know, there but for the grace of God, Paulie. You know,
Oh, yeah.
how lucky were you not to be? Oh boy.
Oh, amazing, yeah. Very fortunate.
Yeah, Paulie knows that Claudia was signed up for that flight, and she just took off to actually go rowing with us. They all swap off all the time, and that was her flight, and that was her crew. So Claudia, and she was the one who made the speech at Logan Airport afterwards. So a half a dozen of that crew that's still around from Flight 11 that weren't on it are going to be at the Boston Garden at what date, Paulie?
It's Boston Public Garden, the 9/11 Memorial on August 18th is when the kickoff to send out date, yeah.
Well, and Paulie, you're going to be at our festival in Quincy in July, aren't you?
What's the date on that? I don't think there should be a problem. Yeah, I went up there last time. That's at the up at the
Pageant Field.
yeah.
July 13th, Paulie.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
And what we'd like to do, if you'd help me organize it, there's a half a mile paved loop that goes around the field.
Yeah.
How about you lead a little procession and we march around the field for you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That sounds good. I mean, I'd love to. A lot of the little kids, I have 2 beverage carts, so a lot of the little kids, when I speak at the schools,
Yep.
they like to let them push the cart around. So that'd be something. Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, maybe we can have a little donation pail there for you for, if we can
Yeah.
charge everybody $5 or $10 to walk with you, and I just think it'd be a nice touch, Paulie, and would give you a chance to meet some other great people along the way.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I really appreciate it. The whole thing with what I do is it's the people that make this thing possible, because the more people that see me, the more people share the story, and the better chances are it's going to reach these crew members' families. So that's really why I do as much as I possibly can in public's eye, because that's how it, I don't open up any wounds for any family member by calling them or anything.
Yeah.
It's not my place to do that. So
Yeah.
it slowly happens through social media, which is great.
Well, that's, there's a lot of bad news that goes along with that, but if you can harness it and use it for your own good, then, use it for what you can, and, just be wary, because the internet is a liar's poker nest.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
No, and I'm sure you know about Liar's Poker, Paulie. I bet you've played a couple of games.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right, I'll bring a stack of ones with me, and we'll have a little contest that day. So July 13th, Paulie, if you can be there,
You got it, okay.
we'll put you in the same spot as before, but we want to have, I don't know, what do you think? At 12 o'clock, walk around the block.
Whatever works for you guys. I mean, I'm fine with it. That's
So, because that'll give us a couple of hours to get, to attract people and to get them to, walk with you,
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so maybe we'll plan it on 1 o'clock, because, Paulie, this year we got the Navy SEALs Leapfrog parachute team joining us.
Wow. That's great.
So we don't want them to land on you, so we'll have to orchestrate it. So you guys are not dodging leapfrogs, those frogs. But they're a great bunch of guys, and we're really lucky to have them. So it's a big feature that we've added to the event this year, and probably it looks like we're going to have another 125 veteran service providers there. Like last
great.
year. Yep,
That's great.
Yeah, it's a great turnout, and we just need you to get us some nice weather for that day, and we're gonna light up the sky. Paulie, I'd like to have you back on the show, like either the end of July or the 1st of August.
Sure.
Have you come in and we'll spend the time, and we'll do the whole show with you. How's that?
Sounds good. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right, Paulie. I know you're out there working hard. So we'll have you in, and we'll see you on July 13th, buddy. Look forward to seeing you again.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, Paulie. No problem. Anytime, kid.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the Paulie from the Paulie's Push, who has started a crusade on his own. As he just said, he was a United flight attendant and landed in Logan 8 o'clock the night before, and saw the crew and knew the crew that was getting on the next morning, the ill-fated crew, and the 2 or 3 planes from Logan that were lost. Was it 2 or 3, I think, from Logan?
Yeah, I know it was Flight 11, and the United one was in that pilot Oganowski and that crew. They had just done a running race in California with Claudia and stuff, and he had just given me his shirt like the run before that. I just put his shirt on, and all of a sudden that thing, Chicas, that was everyone we really knew. That was really close. Sweeney, that whole crew.
Well, Paulie will be with us again in July, so save up your dollars, folks, because Paulie needs a little bit of help to keep going. But we're going to have him on later on, so we can talk more about his walk to New York, leaving August 18th and arriving in New York at Ground Zero and 9/11. Boy, that's quite an undertaking. But why don't we take our first break here, and we'll be back after these messages to talk more about what's going to be happening in the next 30 big days here at Veterans Voice. Take it away. Welcome back, everybody. Greg Brasso here at Veterans Voice Radio with Jenny is back from her training session in Hingham last
Yes.
week. And how did that go?
Good. We actually that was 2 weeks ago. Last week, you guys were down in.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Last
But-
week we were down. I know we had a lot of successful comments. We
awesome.
sorry we missed you, but Gino bailed us out and was flawless.
Did what we could.
It was flawless, and even the
Love
folks
to have
at,
gone down.
at Marshfield Cable said, nope, the lighting was perfect, the night was perfect, all the guests.
really beautiful down there.
All the guests were there. We had 8 guests in an hour. Shoo, boy, we just
One after the other.
Drive through.
yeah, and it was funny because the mayor was sitting right beside me, and afterwards I found out he doesn't like to talk too much, so he leaned over to me before he starts. He says, "How long is this going to be?" I said, 5 or 10 minutes. He said, "Oh, good, okay."
I like how he was talking about how when he was a kid, this was the shooting gallery down. We'd come down here and shoot seagulls.
Yeah.
And it was a Mac, the used tire guy, for $3. You'd get a used retread. I was laughing. There's quite a difference now. It's beautiful down here.
Uh-oh.
beautiful.
Have you seen it, Jen?
Well, I was there for the opening, but
Oh.
I haven't been back.
It's
I haven't- I know.
you know, it's just as
I've gotta get
beautiful
back
now.
down there.
They keep it up beautifully, and one of the things that we want to work with Justin, who was one of the leading committee members for the building of the wall, is that we're looking to bring veterans to the wall. And Wolfie and I have talked about bus transportation and this transportation. Well, unfortunately, the wall that heals wasn't able to come to Quincy this year. And one of the things about that wall, they charge $10,000 to show up. 10 grand. And so they're not coming to Quincy this year. We're sorry, but we got leapfrogs. We got that all tied up. We got the final agreements going to the FAA today, and pretty soon the sky is going to be full of frogs. We can't wait. That'll be quite a spectacle as they're coming down from the sky. We've just got a new flyer with the photograph of the seals while they're parachuting, and it's and they are all members of the U.S. Navy. They are all SEAL team members, and part of their tour of duty is to spend 3 years as leapfrogs. And they travel around the country and they jump and do all that stuff for publicity. And we're going to have a good showing of Navy recruiters there because that's what they are. They're the U.S. Navy SEALs. They're the best of the best.
Well, if we got the SEALs coming, I guess we don't have to worry about hiring any security, huh?
No, I got a couple of sharks coming. We'll take care of all that security.
That was good. That was
Quick.
No, you know, but what I tend to do is I tend to invite a couple of Homeland Security people.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're armed federal officers.
Yes.
Nice,
We like
soft,
that.
nice, soft security.
Yep, we like that.
And we don't have any problems. We got 1,000 veterans ready to kick anybody's ass
Yeah.
that acts up. You're not gonna get away with much there.
You're not going to get away with it, but instead of that happening, usually everybody's just hugging each other and smiling. It's like a big friggin' family reunion.
You
A
know,
lot of fun.
It is fun.
and Jenny, you sent me the study that the Commonwealth of Mass did on veteran suicide, and what the summary of the report came to was that peer-to-peer contact was one of the most effective tools in the battle of PTSD.
Yep.
Well, I wrote a letter to Mr. Santiago, the new Secretary of Veterans Affairs, and I said to Mr. Santiago that with 1,500 veterans, we have more peer-to-peer to peer-to-peer to peer-to-peer. There's so much peer-to-peer going on that you'd think were at Pier 4 in Boston. You know?
I miss that place.
Oh, me too. Me too. But peer-to-peer. Jen, could you talk to that about how important that communication is?
That connection it's very important, and it's not just with the veterans, but the veterans, there's a much more special connection with them than there are somebody else who, like myself, you know, I'm just a civilian, I've had a loss, but when I make that connection with someone else who has had that loss, it's a club we always say it's a club we never asked to belong to,
Yeah.
but it's the best therapy. And that's what I think that whole connection with the PTSD is. It's great therapy for them to be with their brothers
Yep.
or their sisters and talk about what they're going through, because veterans know what veterans went through.
Huge. And they trust other veterans.
Absolutely.
They don't have to be a trained peer-to-peer counselor. We had our dear friend Chuck that was involved with that. He's off fishing somewhere down in Provincetown, I hope. But you know, that's what we were trying to do with the coffees.
Right.
I didn't do much. Wolfie and Keith and George Ponce and Weymouth have done a great job with the coffees. Oh, and lest I forget, next Tuesday, June 25th, from 9 to 10:30 at the Bean Post on Hollis Street in South Weymouth, Mr. Santiago will be there, the Secretary of Veterans Affairs here in the Commonwealth Executive Office of Veterans Affairs now. Mr. Santiago will be there, along with Senator Patrick O'Connor from Weymouth, and they're going to discuss the new HERO Act. And I don't know too much about it, but I guarantee you I'll come back with a barrel of information about what it entails. But if I'm not mistaken, one of the features is that veterans now will receive they'll receive veterans license plates at a reduced cost. Because before, I think they were considered vanity plates.
Yeah, they were the same
Right.
cost.
And they were big money like vanity
It's
plates.
$100 for a vanity
At least,
plate.
yeah. Now it's down to like $25 or whatever.
For a veteran.
Yeah,
which is-
I think that's what the HERO Act is.
I like that.
Excellent.
You know, it's going to have a whole bunch of different benefits, you know, to fill in the cracks. And that's the benefit of veterans living here in Massachusetts. We talk about all the VSOs, and we're the only state in the nation that has a VSO in every town by law, any town over 12,000 people. It's something that sets us apart from the rest of the country, and it offers veterans a chance to not stand in line for filling out paperwork for services, not knowing, oh, gee, I got to drive 2 or 3 hours to my American Legion buddy. He might be there, he might not, I don't know. We're a guarantee. So all you folks out there, if you know any veterans that are struggling a little bit, because a lot of them are stubborn. Wolfie and I see them so many times that they don't self-identify. Jen, they don't hold their hand out saying, "Gee, like you did, Gino. You had a bad day today."
I talked about it.
Well, you blew off all your steam.
And now I feel great.
And now I feel terrible.
Glad I passed it on to somebody. Look, when we talk about the peer-to-peer thing, here's something. This isn't brain surgery here. Any adversity that a person faces, they are going to negotiate better with the help of camaraderie.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't it be the case for veterans? And the difference is, with veterans, is that camaraderie is a different kind of brotherhood, one that you and I will never even...
Nope, unfortunately not.
Unfortunately, we'll never... But I understand it because I see it,
And we see
especially
it,
since
and-
I've been here.
Yeah.
You know, and any adversity that you face, it doesn't matter if it's PTSD or a pet dying. And when you face adversity, being able to be with a person, that contact is vital. It's a vibration, and it's vital. And the more veterans we get to have that camaraderie, the less of them are going to have problems.
Yep.
We just had another save.
Yeah.
The silly little show. We have more saves than Joshua James. Veteran passes away suddenly, cancer. Wife's a good friend of the show's, good friend of ours. went to the local VSO, timid woman, I'm not giving her the facts, called up Karen Paulette.
Oh, talk to Karen.
Done.
Beautiful.
Done.
Nice.
Next day, come right down here. It's a woman. She understands. So it's the family of the veterans too. So call Greg with all those tragedies, so I don't have to cry.
Yeah, no kidding. But
But the show got it taken care of.
we've got a list because Wolfie, you and I don't do anything. You know, we might yell and scream out the window, but that's give away a couple of pounds of food once a month.
Yeah,
you
we
know.
have about 500 pounds of hot dogs for the show and sausage.
Yeah, but look at the people we know.
It's just, and Karen wrote back and said, "I'll take care of her." I said, "I know that you didn't have to send that back."
Yeah,
Done.
beautiful.
So she wasn't going to go to a regular VSO. She wasn't going to go to the government. She wasn't going to go to the system. Call Greg or myself, any of the crew, Gino, and we'll get you taken care of in 2 seconds.
Because it really helps to know where to go and who to talk to. And we tell Wolfie where to go frequently, but he ends up here. I don't understand.
Even sometimes
it.
when he's not here, we tell him.
In the penalty box most of the time.
In the penalty box, cross-checking. But let's save us a penalty, and why don't we take our second break here, and we'll be back to chit-chat a little bit about July 13th, a day we've been looking forward to for many, many, many months. And a month from now, it'll be over.
In 29 days, we've been looking
Oh,
forward to that.
God help us. God help us. But take it away, La. We'll be back after these messages. Well, welcome back, everybody. We're talking about the wonderful flying Elvises that
Leapfrogs.
landed in Quincy several years ago to celebrate Marina Bay. But we're really proud that the U.S. Navy, the SEAL program, is what trains the best of the best. And the jumpers that we're going to have are actual U.S. Navy SEAL team members that, as part of their tour of duty, they all sign up for 3 years of being leapfrogs. So I don't know how many jumps they go through, but there's a whole bunch of them, and it's nice to have to know that they're among the highest trained, most elite force in the world.
That's why I say if I did it once,
With
that's
them?
who I want to do it with.
You know, well,
I think they should let me do it.
next year.
It's my birthday.
Lest we forget. Lest we forget. The festival is about Jen's birthday. Now, come on. She's joining us this year. But next year, we can have a custom banner that they will
Oh, flying.
leap with.
Yeah, they're like a target.
Yeah. How about Paul Sullivan Tire?
Oh, wow.
How would that be?
Or the Veterans Voice logo.
Hey, that's me and Wolfie, always thinking of somebody else. You know?
No.
Can't change.
Yeah, I'll give it to Paul. Yeah,
Say-
he's a multi-billionaire.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it like we do.
Are the leapfrogs jumping out of a plane or a helicopter?
Plane, I believe.
Okay,
Plane,
you know
they
what-
have to go up
You know
so
what the
high.
plane is held together with?
What's that?
Rivets.
Rivets? Oh,
that was
okay.
very good.
Not bad.
Can we just get back to the fact that this whole thing is a trick?
What's that? Oh,
We're trying to trick the veterans into coming to the fair. They're not getting all the hot dogs. We just tell them that. Because I'm eating some of the hot dogs and some of the ribs.
Well, we're there early.
And
That's
French
the
fries,
beauty.
we get French fries. But this really is a trick. We want the veterans to get there because Greg has done a masterful job. Every possible service that anybody needs, from housing to financing to education to jobs to health care. I just had to threaten one of my good friends, can't hear a word, refuses to go Vietnam, still holds a grudge
Yeah.
from 50 years ago,
Yeah.
rightfully so, for 50 years ago. I had to go to the house and threaten him. His kids, I coach his kids. He says, "Coach, you got to come to the house. I can't get Dad in." Dave signed him up in 1 second. I need one last paper. I had to go to the house and threaten an 80-year-old man. We're punching him in the nose in front of his wife and kids.
and they're telling you to punch him.
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
make
gonna
him
call
sign.
the police? No, punch him in the nose. And I said, "You can't hear your grandkids."
And what just happened, Wolfie?
2
you
minutes,
said,
he has hearing aids. He can hear everything.
and
2
what just
seconds.
happened? A friend of yours, that a wife of a veteran, the veteran passed away from cancer,
Yeah.
and
Next day.
and where was she going to go? Who was she going to talk to? Who's going to be there to lead her? And what happened?
She had no idea what to do. Called us the next day. She had an appointment with Karen in the system.
With Karen Paulette, Marshfield VSO, along with Lisa Potts.
Yep.
They do an unbelievable job, and
so sweet, so
and the
understanding,
survivor
so
benefits
nice.
that are available, that many people in that time of grief, the last thing they're thinking about is themselves.
Yeah, and they're a little timid. She's a tough Irish babe right off the boat. She'd kick your and I ass, but she's a little timid about going to the guy. You're timid. I'm not going. I'm not doing
Scared,
it. I'm afraid
of
that.
course.
But the process, 2 seconds, feels better. She feels great and comfortable with herself. And now Karen will walk her through that gauntlet. It's still a gauntlet, but she's going to get walked through it. She doesn't have to do it herself.
It's a big deal to have a service dog like a VSO
Yeah.
to walk you through and make sure you're okay. And they're not just going to be okay just to do the paperwork, but they've been here for years doing this, and time after time, folks run into trouble. Don't be afraid to call Karen Paulette or Lisa Potts down at the Marshfield Town Hall. You can just walk in to see them anytime, 9 to 5, within reason. They're out on special events from time to time, but there's no two ladies that are better veterans friends, and I know that there's a lot of wives of veterans out there that might not be doing too good. They're feeling kind of bad, and who do they turn to? Who's going to be their friend and be on their side without having an ulterior motive that they're doing it because they're going to get some commission at the end of the process?
Yeah, that's why
it's not like that.
No, that's why we want everyone to come July 13th to Pageant Field in Quincy, and everybody is there. Everybody is just warm, welcoming. It's not give me your date of birth. It's none of that
No.
crap. It's just I need help from this, and it's not a negative thing. Everyone's come on, what do you need? Come on, what do you need? So you don't feel bad, don't feel, I'm not sure what the word is, not ashamed is not the right, what do you feel? Uncomfortable, embarrassed, or something like that.
Sheepish.
That's the right
And
word. Don't
the
feel
vets
sheepish.
will not self-identify.
No, and the family too.
Yeah,
So,
and
everyone come to I kid around about the hot dog and the ice cream and stuff, and I don't kid around, I'm eating them one first. But just please come. It's a welcoming situation, and in 2 seconds there's going to be hundreds of tables. And each person has that's there actually has it's not a limited slot, but a lane. I can take care of a healthcare. I can take care of a hearing aid. We have the phone. Tina's there.
Yeah, with
We have
CapTel,
What
yeah.
do you call that phone thing? You'll have one in 2 seconds. You
Yeah.
give them your phone number and your address, and what do you call a phone for if you can't hear?
It's a voice to text.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
the item.
And it's on the telephone, and it converts voice to text immediately so that you can read if you can't hear.
Yeah, I got a family member that has one. My wife's cousin.
Yeah.
And that's free, right? Tina will
Free.
sign you up right in the spot, and she's a
She'll
sweetheart.
set it up and train you.
It's called something like a TTL or some got an acronym like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But any of those situations, we just hooked up with when we were at Fall River. My cousin has a martial arts studio. And he said he has a couple of vets that need a different program. I just said I didn't even ask him if he about please set up a program for the veteran. His son was a Marine. Set up a program. Absolutely done.
Yeah.
So any health issue, any mental issue, any job issue, the tax thing, they're trying to do all the taxes for the real estate, all that crap. I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
But next
They-
Tuesday,
come
Wolfie,
there.
we're going to find out. I'll take a lot of notes so that next week during the show, next week we're pleased to have the return to home base. Our buddy Jake McCaffrey.
I'm going to lose my job to him. His
I-
voice is too good.
I know, and he's too good looking. So we're going to lose our our TV show as well. But Jake's going to talk about the run to home base that this year is going to be July 27th, leaving Fenway Park for a 5 or a 10K run. But we'll let Jake talk more about that next week. But I wanted to remind everybody once again, next Tuesday morning at the Bean Post on Hollis Street in Weymouth from 9 to 10:30 is going to be Mr. John Santiago, Executive Secretary of Veterans Affairs for the Commonwealth of Mass, and Pat O'Connor, state senator from Massachusetts. I think he's a state senator.
Yeah, Pat's a state senator. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And probably Joe Machino. They, staff and them, just stop what they're doing for the veterans.
Yeah.
Nice.
They absolutely stop what they're doing, and it's not a give me you this or give me you that or give me none of that. Please come in. What's the situation? And they follow it through. Lou Rizzo is unbelievable. Our friend Louis is more ridiculous than us. Once he's on that, until you're in the system and you're all set. And Murphy and Denton, they don't stop. Those are all Patrick O'Connor's crew. They don't stop until the veteran is taken care of.
It's really amazing, and the key, not the key, but the way that the VA measures the success or failure of an event is how many new veterans can they sign up at that event. Well, for years, this is our 5th year doing it. First year we had 8. Second year we had 9. Then the next year we had 10. Last year the VA signed up 34 people. 34. That's 34 veterans that never signed up for any VA benefits in their life. Can you imagine the prescriptions, medicine that 34 vets are now going to be made available?
Eyeglasses, hearing aids,
gonna
all
say,
these
yeah,
checks,
all
all
that stuff,
health
that's
screenings of all kind.
If you have a ringing in your ears, it's called tinnitus or tinnitus. It depends on what doctor. Within some parameters, I think it's 10 or 20% disability now. If and you don't have to be in combat vet, could be from training, could be working on an aircraft carrier.
You could literally get that from an infection.
Anything, loud noise, and there's 2 types. I'll thank our buddy Charlie Duquette for identifying this. That there is the one-time serious bang that affects people, but there's also a cumulative effect.
Say that again?
Easy.
You mean like when we used to play punk rock and shoot off guns down the cellar?
Yeah.
That's why my wife says I'm deaf. I
Well,
told her
what?
I'm hard of listening. Listen, I have a question, not to go off track, but before I forget, have we encouraged Secretary Santiago to come on the 13th?
Oh yes.
Do we think he's coming?
Oh yeah.
I think I would love that.
Oh yeah. He wouldn't miss it because the EOVS, that's the Executive Office of Veteran Services. I've convinced them that they need to have a 4 or 5 table situation
Good.
to identify what they're all about. Nobody knows that now Mr. Santiago has been exalted to a secretary position, sitting beside the right hand of the governor with a pen. That now if he sees a right that needs to be wronged, I think he's going to step up and do
He's
it.
got power.
And the experiences when he came on, I mean, he's got so much experience and the wealth of knowledge in the right direction
And attitude.
and
Good
and attitude
He's
as
got
well.
zeal.
Yep,
I like him.
yep. So he'll be with us next week. But I think, Lau, we need one more break here so we can pay our respect to our sponsors, and we'll come back for the final quarter of tonight's show. Take it away, Lau. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back, everybody. Greg Brasso, to your final quarter of tonight's Veterans Voice Radio, and we were talking about the wonderfulness of the event that our team has put together. For the 5th year, we're going back to Quincy. The city of Quincy has been very hospitable to us. Well, we owe a huge debt of gratitude to Christine Cugini, the Navy veteran, VSO, for the city of Quincy. She's the director of Veteran Services, and our good friend George Bouchard, who's now back to work after a little bit of surgery. So we got Georgie back, and we're all looking forward to this benefit day of, boy, never mind the 1,000 people that we're going to have in attendance, we'll have 500 vets just manning the booths. You know, so it's an interesting situation that I bet 50% of the booths are hosted by veterans, either men, women, both. And if you talk to them, you'll see they're all smiling. There's not a grumpy face allowed that day. Which reminds me, Jen and Wolfie, I had a calypso music guy wants to bring his band down and play. He's from the Dominican Republic.
That'll shake them up.
Oh, I wish I had the
How
chance to go
fun.
see him before. You know, I mean, what if I tell him, yeah, come on, show up, and he sucks? You know, we're gonna throw him off the stage, or I just got he just cold called me the other day, so I don't know, I'm not sure. We already have a couple of veteran performers lined up,
There's a
and
fire in Everett.
we've got Wolfie's buddy there, the disc jockey extraordinaire. But one of the things that's happening coming up pretty soon, and Jen's been talking to us about it, is the all-night walk in Boston. Tell us a little bit about that, Jen.
So the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention does 3 Out of the Darkness overnight walks each year throughout the United States. Boston was one of the cities that was picked again this year. I think because the last few times they've been here, the last time I think was 5 years ago, we raised the most money in the country. It was over $5 million.
Wow.
So it takes place Saturday night at Nickerson Field,
Okay.
just before dusk, and they walk all night. It's about 16 hours,
That's this
16
Saturday.
miles.
That's this Saturday night.
This Saturday, the 22nd,
This is the 22nd, and it's
Yes.
Nickerson Field
in Boston.
in Boston.
And you can go to the website is theovernight.org, and it takes you right to the Boston Overnight Walk.
Interesting.
So
And
that's
it's-
the
and it's-
first big
and-
one.
And it's a 16-mile walk.
Yes, it's a 16. And the whole purpose of that is it goes from dusk to dawn. So it's supposed to represent the struggles that someone
of
goes
darkness.
through to come out of the darkness.
Wow.
Correct. And then,
Interesting.
come September, we start our community walks around here. So we'll be talking about those later on.
And we have
but-
one September
22nd.
September 21 in Hingham.
September 21, sorry. June
That's okay.
22nd is Boston.
Yeah.
September 21 is the first one for the South Shore that is going to take place at Bear Cove Park in Hingham.
How
so we're
beautiful- how-
so excited about
yeah.
that event
That's
coming.
about 8 o'clock in the morning is when.
It starts at 8.
yeah.
And
we'll talk more about it as the time comes.
I think we open the park at 8. The actual walk doesn't take place till 10, so the activities will start at 9, and it's a great event for people who have been through a loss that are still dealing with the loss, because you'll be dealing with people that have, or
Done it already.
meeting people that have already done. Talk about the peer-to-peer that we were
Mm-hmm.
mentioning earlier. It's a beautiful day. It's an emotional day. But that walk is only about 5K, so it's about 3.1 miles.
And the walk that's happening this weekend now, the all night walk.
Mm-hmm.
Do people pay to walk? I mean, you say you raise that money. How does the money get raised?
So the overnight walks that take place, the one that's happening this week, is actually run by the national chapter for
Yeah.
the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So I believe a lot of that money is actually spent on research and programs that they do.
But they raise the money. They
the
do
participants
most.
have to raise the money.
Participants
Yes.
raise the money.
Yes.
So each walk would be responsible for $500 or
I
some
believe
amount.
it's $1,500 for the
yeah.
national walk.
Yeah.
For the community walks that take place, like I said, the one in Hingham,
Yeah.
and then we have one down in Hyannis, and we have one in Easton that will be happening. There's no limit. You can just register. You don't even have to raise money. If you raise $150, you get a walk T-shirt. But it's more about being there, honoring someone whom
Sure.
you may have lost.
Sure. And once again, peer to peer.
Peer to peer.
You're hanging around with some people that have already been through it.
Dogs are allowed.
Dogs are
I
dog
love
friendly.
dogs.
Dog
Dog friendly event.
dog friendly at Pageant Field, and I've actually sent out just a quick phone call to the Quincy Animal Shelter to see if they'd want to bring some animals down and just kind of walk around the field a little bit with some adoptable.
Good idea.
Quincy have a comfort dog? Do you know that, Quincy Police?
don't
Because
know.
that's huge.
I don't know. I don't know. Comfort Lab or whatever. Yeah. I'm not sure if
I met Pedex,
who's.
Wolfie.
Penix.
I met
Penix
him.
is terrific. That's the Hull.
So
That's the Hull
Saturday,
Comfort Dog.
after I was in Cohasset, I was in Hull on Saturday. They had a mental health wellness fair
Oh,
up
the
at
wellness
Jacobs.
fair. Yeah.
And Pedex was there, and the DA came up, and they're going to bring the comfort dogs to our walk in September.
Beautiful.
I think the
That's what made
DA
me
funded
think.
it, but she's
He
Leanne.
did.
Leanne is the police officer that does. She's nice. She's nicer
He's
than
I
the
have
dog.
a great,
She's,
I have a great picture of him.
oh, they're so nice. They do such a great job. You know, the police need that side of them too. They Leanne and the dog.
Absolutely.
They're so helpful there at every event. They make everybody feel better. We got to get it to the. I'll invite her to on July 13th.
Oh,
Patrick
sure.
Field.
That'd be great. We'd love to
Yeah.
have her.
Yeah.
Love to have her. But, as we come to the end of tonight's show, I've grown to the point that Wolfie doesn't have to hand me the phone number to call in every week.
We made it
he's
easier for you.
scribbling on a piece of pen with a whatever. 988, folks. 988. It's so easy. Just call at the prompt. Press 1, and you're going to get somebody that really gives a damn. They're trained. They're professionals. They're not there just to give you lip service. They're there to give you real service. So if you're feeling a little bit down, you got a question about a problem, about a benefit that you tried to get, about anything, 988 is the number that we want you to call. And right after you call that, pack your bags and head to Quincy, Pageant Field, July 13th. If you haven't heard it enough tonight, we're going to have a Lollapalooza, topped off with the U.S. Navy SEALs, the U.S. Navy SEALs, not the Armenian Navy, not the Italian Navy. This is the U.S. Navy SEALs, the most elite force in the world, and they're going to be blessed to bless our event. So, Larry, thanks a lot for all your work tonight. Jen, Gino,
Hi.
Glad to be
Wolfie,
back.
thanks so much, and best wishes to Justin. He'll be back next week, and we'll be running to home base. We got our good friend Jake McCaffrey coming in.
And we got to
next
push
week.
hard next week about the 13th because we won't be here on the 4th.
That's right.
So we got to make sure we got to drill it in, and I hope we got some PSAs going on.
Oh, we do.
Good.
We do. You're
We're
right.
We're gonna July 3rd. We're gonna be at Greg's house for fireworks.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Seriously,
About 15,000
huge.
people coming.
Mulvey Hill just recruited us, so.
Way to go. Thanks, Larry, and thanks everybody, and we'll see you all next week.